Pretty shameful, all the littering. You can see even the cigarette butts, so many for the indigenous basketball tournament, I guess. It's strange, I was at McDonald's because there was no badminton. I didn't know about this, and because I didn't read the last paper, or basketball is not a sport I follow. And these need to be cleaned up too, eh? And at the McDonald's, I say, yeah, I didn't hear back from the job because, I'm a little too advanced in academia for PhDs in Canada. Is what happened with the job I applied online, which is not something I'm fond of, providing information online to a big platform like that. And he took my phone number and he's going to follow. It's just the manager can get back to me. The manager, if it's who I think it is kind of cute, although she doesn't have an athletic body. She's got a fast food body a little bit, not too bad, but she's lovely a little bit in her appearance. And so I say, take my time. I might as well, while I'm here, get a fillet of fish, just fillet of fish, but everything well done, everything well cooked. And then he's supposed to go pass on, because otherwise you're just pressing more buttons, pass on the information, which is never done in time in the right way and with the right kind of motivation to be customer centered. So I wait a while, and then the only thing that it was different is I didn't get a patty that was already prepared. I get a fresh one, but it wasn't that brown, and everything else was cold. As soon as he gave it to me, the box is cold, the bread is cold, and then when he comes to, I said, what's the use, eh? Because I've had the exact same conversations, and it was majoritively Filipino, the culture at the time of the shift. I had the exact conversation before, and it doesn't. But he comes around, I said, look at this. I just show him because he comes. He said, do you want me to get you a new one? I hesitate because it's going to be the same, but so yeah, okay. But then later I check in with him, and it's not being done. And he asks again, and no, they said no, won't do it. And it's because this guy always asks for another. Well, the thing is you never get it right. That's your mistake. And you get me to repeat multiple people, and you never get it right. And it's not that you need a miracle to get it right, is you need to give a damn. So on my way out, there's multiple examples of how there was incongruence, and he contradicts himself, and because he couldn't tell me for sure if somebody hired for the job. It's like he doesn't want to say. It's like private information if somebody got hired. I don't know. I'm not asking for the address of the person that got hired. I'm saying if somebody's doing the job now, probably it's either the old person or somebody got hired. Oh yeah, no, I'll let the manager talk to you. What the hell? Of course, they never called back. It was like, was it like 4 days ago now? And so 4. And but on the way out, what's interesting is I say, hey, if you guys hired me, because I tell them, hey, you're not at all customer centered in the way that you're interacting with me, and and it's sad, right? And I say, if you guys hired me, would you expect me to do a good job? And he said, yes, of course. And I look at him and I say, isn't that kind of a bit strange? And then he gets it. I think he gets it. But of course, he can't get too much. His brain would tilt like a ping pong table, right? Did I say ping pong? Pinball table. And so that's kind of but there's also an indigenous girl who I was asking about this tournament, and she pretended like she didn't hear me. And she's like in the next table, just pointing 90 degrees straight. And then she's about to text this strange guy is talking to me. And, there's nothing strange I was going to do but ask about this tournament. And because I'd come before and there's no badminton, I didn't know. And to know that there's no badminton is the guy in charge that the city's really so happy they have, would have to care to have a Facebook group page or a mass email, which I would do if I was, the big badminton facilitator of this small community. But it's too much to ask him, right? Unless you kind of see him at badminton accidentally. He doesn't even say the last few times you're there, hey, the next time's canceled. That takes an effort. Plus, he needs to be informed himself. So again, there's a lot of people from, let's say, Vietnam there. So the guy, the First Nations guy, shows up as this girl's texting about the guy. And say, where are you from? If you didn't know where am I from? Oh my God. I'm from a place that doesn't litter. That if this represents my culture, it'd be in better shape. I'm a place that if I worked at McDonald's, I'd be customer centered. And if I was allowed to be facilitating anything in Badminton, it would show I care about Badminton and the people that show up. So I'm from that place is not what I said, but that's kind of, because when people ask that, then they assume I would know the same things as them, as I know maybe 90% or 10 times more than they do about other things. Plus, I'm not that interested in basketball. But people, I think, oh yeah, you don't know much about our culture. Well, I just showed you a video of your culture right here. If that's what you want me to know about, it's the exact same thing as non-Indigenous people. So, what is the identity or the culture, and how do you define it other than, special ceremonies with clothing and dance and drumming? And if you're proud of that, that's great, but not everybody's into that, right? And can I criticize you for not being into my own, let's say, favorite singers, like Korean singers? Can I criticize people that are here from Korea who don't even know this singer that's a legend in that country? Let's just have a conversation about why this girl pretended not to hear me. Is that kind of what your culture represents? So again, I'm asking again at the library about a Philosopher's Cafe, and I don't think they want to talk about anything important there unless money comes in and nobody shows up. So, until they prove to me they care about a Toastmasters group here, which is was advertised. I got the guy at the restaurant to take it down. He said, oh, I didn't know it was not going on, he said. The guy moved out of town and there was supposed to be a girl taking over who works at this Leicester Arts Center, whatever. And I said, well, if you see her, tell her there are people and there's no updated information on the internet and there's no dates on this poster. But again, if you think, the Trump stuff is bad, how about you clean up your own backyards, folks? That'd be kind of something that has hope, because it's something you can succeed at.